Reminder to our bowling fans that flash photography and the signing of autographs is strictly prohibited during competition. We kindly ask that you silence your cell phones to prevent any distractions to the athletes. This week, the field of play is the tiled area at the bottom of the stairs, and that belongs to our athletes and our athletes only. Please do not enter the field of play for any reason, and we ask that you keep the stairways clear for our volunteers to help with any potential score corrections. Athletes, we also ask that you please keep all your bowling equipment down in the bowlers area. That includes all your bags, your bowling balls in your backpacks if possible. We don't want any of our bowling fans that are here to cheer you on to trip over your equipment. As a reminder, bowltv.com is the exclusive live streaming home of the PWBA Tour. Please do not live stream from your personal devices. All right, bowling fans, pick out your favorite athlete, cheer her on this afternoon. Ladies, arrows are up. You have a full set of pins. How about a great send-off for B Squad's opening round of the 2019 USBC Queens. Good luck, ladies.
All right, good people of Earth, welcome back to our continued coverage of the USBC Queens here on Bowl TV. My name is Emil Williams Jr., pleased to be here with you. Jason Thomas, our maestro. All of your tournament needs are as follows. Click on the third tab to the right. So chat, and the star is actually your lane assignments for this particular group of lanes that you're watching. That third tab will take you to the tournament information page. It's actually the schedule page on PWBA.com, specifically for the Queens, so you can see all of what's happening, what times, everything you need to know from that vantage point. Our PWBA live page is always a great source of information. Everything you need that is found on that schedule page is kind of condensed into one area. Live scoring is in both places, so you can check that out as well. To kick off game number one, we have Olivia Sandham, Aaron Suprinsky, and Adasha Kovalova. Liv and Dasha, two players with plenty of experience here at North Rock, former Wichita State Shockers, over on 29 and 30. Jennifer Helferstay, pleased to share a very good friend of mine, former teammate of mine at Lindenwood, is competing this week. She's on the pair with Josie Barnes, who has started with 5 in a row. And boy, for Josie, it's really been a heck of a start to the season. She's already got 1 title. Has been bowling well, continuing to put up some numbers. Natalie Cortez. She's had some success with the Queens in recent years. And Shanice Oliver rounds out your group on 29 and 30. Wow. A little slow roller, Messenger. It gets the thing done. Say hello to everyone watching. Ryan is checking in. James and Tim. Zach Singer, Buffalo Grove's finest. 6 in a row for Barnes. The consensus about A-Squad's competition this morning is that it was a bit of a mixed bag in regards to where players elected to play on the lanes. Some were playing out, around the 7 and 8 board and whatnot. Some were 14, 15, 16, which didn't create quite the defined place or area to play or send your ball to in a B squad or burn squad type scenario. And so there are still some players doing what we just talked about or described, playing in various areas such as outside, 7-8, inside, 15-16. Again, this is B squad, so you'll want to make sure you have your B squad pairings out and about. Yikes. Watched Dasha in practice. It looked like the ball she elected to begin with might have been the right choice to begin. But this pattern's proven already to be tricky. Pretty difficult. Jody Golick just left an 8-10 on the front six. Over on 26, that looked like a pretty solid shot, I would say. Here's Saprinsky. Aaron finished second last week at the Lincoln Regional at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska. Helfer stay. Gets a nice break. Trips the old 1-2-4 domino. And she leaves the 10-pin. Helfer stay in that outside part of the lane we just talked about. Barnes is there too, but feeding it just a touch. As I feel that Josie's very good at, when she plays left to right, she's never really playing or covering that many boards. And obviously it depends on what pattern, certainly, but I feel she's very good at still being able to play left to right, but in a controlled and not cover as many boards as some might need to be successful trying to do that. Colin watching from Australia. Colin, of course, as you know, I'm sure Carol Giannotti was in town yesterday to watch her best friend be inducted into the PWBA Hall of Fame. Best friend, speaking of Wendy McPherson. Saprinsky in trouble on 27. And Cortez gets a break here in the 7th frame. We'll go back up to Barnes. Oliver with a 2-5 to take care of. Pretty soon people will be probably crowding and watching where Josie Barnes is playing. Didn't think she was, I don't think she believed that one was going to hold, and it did. Front 8 for Barnes here as we begin B squad competition. Gloria, that's that could work out. She is indeed expecting. All right, Jen keeping herself in it here. Although dealing with a bucket right now. I've never seen Shanice Oliver until today, but I believe she throws it pretty well. She can be able to keep up with some of the moves here in this squad, because it's going to be iffy from pair to pair, but she could be in a good position after 5 games. Nice spare for Helfer Stay. And former All-American at Lindenwood. Sandham has done the job here. With 5 in a row, she's going to be off to a good start this afternoon. Kovalova gets a break, and she gets to try something on the field again if she would like, or maybe a different ball again. She's already made 1 ball change. Cortez. Liam shakes her head, but it's 2:27 on the scoreboard. Very nice finish. Back 6 for Sandham. Prinsky thought that one might have been a gone. She kind of shrunk the shoulders down after she released it. Probably missed maybe a board or 2 right. But on that lane with that ball, there was some opportunity. Helfersted makes a move left, and that was a good move. And she sets herself up in the 9th. Double, she'll be in the 2-0s, or 2 in the 10th, excuse me. All right, Barnes looking for the front 9. A slow wheel. Queen's all about making it to match play, and then anything goes, anything can happen. .227, Sandham 163, Suprinsky, Kovalova 156. Here is Oliver. 9th frame shot. And of a light mixer 4-pin. As Barnes gets set to step up. Josie, your nationwide PWBA Greater Cleveland Open champion. Wow. There you can see it. Nicely done from Barnes. Big start, 277. Helferstay, Big 10 frame, gets to 207. Jen made the move in the ninth. Bump a few boards in. And able to get to the 1-3 just a touch better. Oliver shoots 188. All right, 196 for Cortez, and game one is in the books. Aaron, by the way, I did not see Coach V or L, so either there's some individuals who sound exactly like them. Or they're here and I just don't see them. Either one could be true. Game two is on the way. Back in a moment here on Bowl TV. Summer Salek, Deandra Asbeatty, Sabrina Groves, and Stephanie Zavala. On 27 and 28, Michaela Kelly, Megan Zapansky, and Caitlin Johnson. On 29 and 30. Former Team USA member Stephanie Zavala bowling this week. Sam Houston State. How does that not seem right? No, that's right. Okay. Couple of collegiate players from Texas Southern specifically talked about Samantha Kreiner earlier this morning. Summer Salek is out bowling the Queens. Also from Texas Southern, mentioned Coach Rose and her assistant Frank Rose. Sabrina was bowling, of course. Coach Rose, or excuse me, Frank is here, providing any assistance he can as well. Pin for Zavala. Here is Johnson looking for 4 in a row. Caitlin Johnson coming up on her senior season at Weber International. Always looking to consistently learn is Caitlin Johnson. Certainly one of the best young players in the country, without a doubt. I feel that would be very accurate. You heard that was Deandra who said that it doesn't quite feel like the burn squad. Feels a little, it's probably still got some fresh tendencies. It's not all the way quite burned yet, and it may not ever get there. Tomorrow could be completely different, and I anticipate that. And I don't know which way it will go. Either most of the players will begin further right. Some, again, are still there, or most will begin at, third arrow, for example. If you had to pick one, whatever one is going to happen, I think one of them will take place simply because of the way this burn squad has developed and the way the A squad on the end of it developed, and never seemed to get to a point where, as many have said today, there was a defined place to play in or throw your bowling ball to down lane. Make it 5 in a row now for Johnson. 2017 U.S. Women's Open was a really good year for non-members, specifically those who made match play. And that was Valerie Bercier, Julia Bond, and Caitlin Johnson. Of course, Bercier made the show, finished 4th. Julia Bond finished 6th. And Caitlin Johnson finished 12th, and she was a sophomore at that point. Or about to begin her sophomore season, I should say. So no doubt Caitlin looking forward to her time when school is complete, and however she decides to be able to work in the PWBA tour, she is going to be a force as well. Of course, being here at Wichita State, or in Wichita State is nearby. As Zapansky leaves the 10-pin, ends the run at 5 in a row. There are several shockers out and rooting for one another. Caroline Lagrange over on 25 and 26 has started well, 240 for Lagrange's first game, and now has gone 9 spare, 9 spare, 9 spare, 3 back. The last strike, so you got very nice round of applause from multiple people on the concourse level. Angie Ramirez is your first round leader after the A squad complete. Angie ended the day with a 278 game to get to plus 120. Valerie Bercier was second at plus 95. Jordan Richard was third at plus 83. Ileana Lomeli was fourth at plus 75. Rebecca Whiting was fifth at plus 65. Anita Arnett was sixth at plus 58. And we've got a couple of new scores, of course, to add, and some of those players I just named have fallen a few spots after game one of this B squad. Of course, Barnes now up near the top of the standings. She shot 277. Danielle McEwen shot 257. Kayla Bandy shot 255. Carolyn Doran Ballard shot 253. All right, nearing the fifth frame on 27 and 28. Always interesting how long week, long form event like this kind of tends to develop and unfold. It's so early that we've got another squad today before we can really start to say, you know, maybe a few things could happen tomorrow. Maybe we might expect this to happen. I'm very interested to see how C Squad will attack the Fresh tonight or this evening. All right, that's Beatty. Starting to figure some things out. (2012) Queens champion is D. Just in this squad alone, seen several collegiate players current. Hope Ramley is in the field from McKendree. Addison Herzberg is competing from Wichita State. We mentioned Summer Salick of Texas Southern. Abby Ragsdale. Of St. Francis, Illinois. Abby, a junior, or heading into her senior season, I should say, just completed her junior year. Is the National Collegiate Bowling Coaches Association Most Valuable Player. Also was the NAIA Player of the Year as well. So thinking about, again, the collegiate aspect. Several current players that I can recall. There's probably a couple more that I just don't see currently. I'm pretty sure Michaela Kelly is one as well. At St. Ambrose. I believe Michaela just wrapped up her senior season. She and Kayla Crawford, seniors on the Fighting Bees squad this season. Big double for Asbeatty. Sabrina Groves with 3 in a row.
I thought it was it. I think he
Kaylin's going to be in the 220s with a good count. Here's Salick. Much better shot there for Summer. And puts one on the board in the 7th. Right, we already covered Steph. She led off that that discussion at the beginning of this game. No worries, my man. She was first on the list. I'll even tell you that I second-guessed myself, actually. I had to double-check to make sure that she went to Sam Houston State. I was like that 95% confidence, and then there's that 5% where you go, is that right? It just didn't sound correct, and it was correct. Don't forget, folks, while you're watching on Bowl TV, there's an additional opportunity to grow, learn, and simply enjoy bowling by checking out the lab and Team USA head coach Rod Ross as he breaks down several Team USA players in his new series, again, the Video Room. We always talk, we kind of ran a rave about that particular one. I know Aaron has enjoys the Danielle McEwen episode. The way Rod breaks down players, if you've seen anything with Rod in the past in regards to the core challenge, for example, his assessments are definitely one of a kind. So check out Rod Ross, Team USA head coach and USBC gold coach. And the Video Room only can be found inside the lab on Bowl TV. Bowling lives here. Megan Zapansky didn't let the 10-pin and the 6 stopper. Was the only difference this week. A couple of 10 pins. $278. 223 for Johnson, 78 for Zapansky, and 193 for Michaela Kelly. 183 for Salick, 209 for Sabrina Groves. Zavala with a fill remaining. Beatty was starting to get comfortable in this game. The 7th frame certainly was a herder, but I think she's in a pretty good spot. Steph will finish with 195. She too with a split in the 9th. But she's in good position. All right, 189 for Beatty, and we're on the game number 3. As they tend to go by pretty quickly here at the Queens qualifying. We welcome Sherry Tan, Kaylee Tripp, Hope Gramley, and Esther Chia. Hope plus 42 after a couple of games. Talked about some of the collegiate players who are current, and then obviously those with a year or two removed. Hope Gramley just completed her freshman season at McKendree. Wow, that is the ultimate hard way right there. The hard way to me is generally when you clip the left side of the 3-pin and it kicks into the 10. That was like the hard way squared, maybe even cubed. Esther Chia, part of Team Malaysia, 4-player contingent for Malaysia. Just bowling 2 events before they head back. Nearing the end for also Team Singapore, of course, where Sherry Tan represents. This is their 4th event. They will be here for 2 additional. Sherry Tan looking for a little bit of a bounce back this week, but know what she can do in majors. In fact, she made the TV show at the 2017 USBC Queens. That was in Baton Rouge. Shauna Elliott, Diana Zavyalova, Marva Jones, and Jennifer Russo. You're on 27 and 28. All right, Sherry getting a good look at that one. A couple of extra steps back here and like, maybe. As she goes to her notebook. Sherry is generally, after every shot, making some type of notation. Finished runner-up, first event in Cleveland to Josie Barnes. Left just a very disruptive 9-pin. Everyone into game 3. As you look down and you see some of the masking units. Of course, I want to thank the gold partners here. Part of the USBC Queens of Brunswick, Columbia 300, Ebonite, Hammer, Kegel, Roto Grip, and Storm. And then you also see champions banners by year. A shot there from Gramley. Diana Zavyalova now bowling on a pair that hoists one of her banners, or holds, I should say, or two, excuse me. They're both are there. Zavyalova, two-time Queens champion. That's a pretty short list that Diana belongs to in regards to multiple, or I should say at least two-time Queens champions. DZ minus 70 after a couple. Again, one of 10 players to have won at this event more than once. Wendy McPherson won it 3 times, 1988, 2000, and 2003. Of course, Wendy, a USBC Hall of Famer, and as of last night, officially inducted into the PWBA Hall of Fame. As I mentioned earlier during A Squad, if you have not checked out or didn't watch last night's induction ceremony, certainly would encourage you to do so. It is available in the archived events section or archived events channel on Bowl TV. Millie Inizio won it in 67, 1970, 1971. Millie and Wendy are the only 3-time winners at the Queens, while Dorothy Fothergill has DZ on cue, striking there in the 3rd. Fothergill won it in 1972, 1973. Of course, the list of those who have won it in back-to-back years is even lower, as one might expect. That number is only 4. Fothergill is 1. Adamek is another, 1979, 1980. Natsuko Sugimoto was another player to do that in 81 and 82. So from 79 to 82 was just Donna Adamek and Natsuko Sugimoto. And Alita Sill won 2 out of 3 years in 83 and 85. Linda Barnes has 2 Queens titles 10 years apart, 1998 and 2008. Kelly Kulick has won twice, 2007 and 2010. And Liz Johnson has won it twice as well, 2009, 2015. And of course, Zavyalova, 2013, 2017. Zavyalova likes to win in odd years, so perhaps she might find herself back in contention. Kaylee Tripp with a strike in the 5th frame. Still seeing multiple angles of play. Still on this B squad. Shauna Elliott again on the 3-bagger. She's at minus 65. Zavyalova at minus 70. Both players trying to get something started here. And DZ, one of those players, not sure where she began, but trying to figure some things out around first arrow. Esther has thrown it very well this game. She made a stepladder finals appearance last year. At the Louisville Open. Jen Russo from New Jersey. Russo at plus 51. You know, Russo is a player that you always have to watch out for in majors. And for a while, prior to her becoming a member, every time she would show up to bowl an event, she would make a cut, go far an event, get to a point where, you know, maybe she just missed the round of 12, but she certainly gets it done when it's major time. See some chat about Hope Gramley. I don't think it's a stretch to say that, and again, Hope just finished her freshman year at McKendree. There's not a lot of players who get to the line and throw it the way Hope Gramley does. And what I mean by that is I'm a relatively, I would say, tall person. I think Hope Gramley would be considered a tall young lady. And so the way she gets to the line, the knee bend, just watch it. Don't watch the result because that shot was way better than what the result was. But you get what I'm saying. The fundamentals and the base of her game, extremely solid. It took me a while to realize where I had seen Hope from. I saw her a couple times during the collegiate season, but it didn't hit me until probably the third time I had seen her was I saw her several times at the ITRC, which is on the campus of the International Bowling Campus where USBC and BPAA reside. Of course, the training center is the home of Team USA, but she would practice there. And she has carried that, and of course, adding to her game is with the great leadership and the coaching staff at McKendree with Shannon O'Keefe, Brian O'Keefe, and Dennis Knepper. If she chooses to, she could certainly be one of the top players in the future if she chooses to take that route from a PWBA standpoint. Hope also is a very talented volleyball player, two-sport athlete. Is able to compete in both sports at McKendree. Won some postseason honors for the, or individual honors, I should say, for McKendree volleyball. Also the Conference Freshman of the Year. I mentioned the tall part because, as I said, I would say most people would say I'm tall, but I always struggle with knee bend, and that's the first thing I noticed about Hope. She has no struggle with that. Not that she maybe didn't learn it or acquire that skill to be able to do what she needs to do to create the proper leverage. The can opener for Gramley. All right, here is Elliott now. Back to 27. Shauna on a run. And that one is through the nose. So far, if you go through the nose, we don't see too many splits. That's been the case the last couple of weeks. The last 2 weeks on tour, going through the nose meant automatic split. Let's see if we'll check out Caroline Lagrange at some point on our featured pairs. Because she's having a very good day so far. Very good squad. As I look for my nice handy qualifying tab, there it is. Barnes, by the way, plus 113 after a couple. She followed that 277 with 236. Kayla Bandy. Could this be Kayla's week here? 255, 257 here on the burn. Russo continues to shine. Other notables in the B squad: McEwen at plus 73, Zipansky at plus 71, Sandham at plus 68, Golick at plus 66. Lagrange, as I mentioned, 240, 215, plus 55. And she was working on a six-bagger. She opened in the 10th frame, split in the 10th. To get to, looks like 235 for Lagrange. So watch out for Caroline. I talked to her a little bit earlier as well. If she appears on this particular pair of lanes, I'll save my very small, minute story for that time. And let's see. Looks like Caroline will just miss us. She may not actually make it to this particular group or one pair of lanes. Let's see. Let me make sure. Yeah, it looks like tomorrow is the earliest we'll see Caroline. All right, so small note about Caroline Lagrange. Talked to her earlier. I saw she had went to visit her former school, Wichita State, and I asked, I believe she graduated in 2006. But I asked if she had, did she recognize anything? Was there anything new? And she said, yeah, just about all of it. She even said that there used to be a golf course on the campus that was removed. I said, what? Man, a golf course and they got rid of it? I've never heard that. Most people I know who play golf are like itching to get to the links. Always find it cool to talk to people that go back to their alma maters and see what the differences were. I can attest that Lindenwood has changed quite a bit since my days there, certainly. They've added on to the performance arena, which was the main gym, and added like a student kind of intramural section to it. In that same building, they've added another eatery with a few various restaurants and different weight room and all kinds of stuff. Not to mention literally where I used to live. Caroline mentioned this as well at Wichita State, where her old dorm was removed, eliminated. The first dorm I lived in at Lindenwood still remains, but my on-campus housing or apartment, out of there. That is now a very nice shopping center across the street from campus. If only we had that. To be fair, that shopping center now houses Raising Cane's, which probably would have been bad news for someone like myself, whose appetite was out of this world in college. All right, Grambling trying to finish this game strong here. It's a few shots have gotten away from her. She hasn't bowled bad by any means, but you can just kind of tell this pattern's still touching. Some players have figured out early, where they can get some score, and they've taken advantage of that. There's still opportunities where you see, or players you see make really good shots and may or may not be in the right part of the lane, right ball, to be able to match up. Scores certainly are overall at the moment a little higher than the A squad, and that's always to be expected. But again, talking to a couple players and some reps beforehand, again, just not being able to figure out where and how things might go down in this squad. This has been a very good game 3. I feel that we've touched on a variety of topics. Hi, Rebecca. Nice of you to join us. I hope the SCAD year was a good one for you, both athletically. I know some of the accomplishments the team has accrued this season, and hopefully your academic endeavors were solid as well. Kayla Bandy is working on a 7-bagger. The spare in the first frame. She can get to 290 and actually shoot 802 for the first 3 here. Oh, Verity Crawley is in the building. How about that? Well, I can just stop talking. Verity can handle it from wherever she's watching from. Her room, lunch, the building. Those of you curious and want to watch Kayla Bandy, she is on our channels 31 through 34. Kayla, got one right. She looks to be playing out and leaves a 2-pin. She won't get to 800, but it's going to be a very nice start for Kayla. All right, here's DZ. She's battle back, double, frames 8 and 9. How about 3 in a row? Wow. That one did something weird. I certainly don't think she was expecting that. You kind of see those weird, inopportune times to see some friction where you don't really want to see it. It just creeps up on you. It's like, oh, well, here I am. I'm the friction. I'm here to confuse you. Good spare. See what DZ might offer on the fill. She's going to chat it over with Rob Gottschall from Ebonite International. And she is going to go to the bag. All right, 216. And that'll do it for game 3 here on 27 through 30. Back with you in just a second as some of our screens are now making the flip. Game 4 will be upon us across the house here in just a second. Again, this is the home of the USBC Women's Championship, so some of the masking units, actually all of the masking units, some of them are at the moment covered with our Queen's drape. But the 100-year anniversary of the USBC Women's Championships this year, again being celebrated at North Rock Lanes. A great video series throughout the year leading up to the event on Bowl TV. Seen some of, or many, high scores before the week, and then certainly leading up to the Queens just a day or two prior. As a lot of players going to plan their Women's Championships tournament appearance around the Queens. And this year, certainly no shortage of lead changes and high scores. All right, Jody Wessner, Carolyn Doran Ballard, Laura Corris set to join us here momentarily on 27 and 28. We'll be back with you shortly here on Bowl TV. Back with you here, game number 4. This is B Squad round 1. B Squad round 1. They're bowling on the burn, or as some have already kind of defined for those who had a question, lanes were not re-oiled after the A Squad completed competition this morning. Lower chorus, Carolyn Doran-Ballard at +92. Jody Wessner on this pair along with, on 29 and 30, Sierra Kanemoto, Michelle Lowy, Shalyn Zulkifli, and Christina Kinney. CDB, always a fan favorite. And to me, of course, with players electing, at least some, electing to be able to play or want to play straighter, more up the lane, that plays right into the hands of CDB. So in that regard, wouldn't be surprised, obviously, why she would be +92 at this point. As she awaits Kinney to her right on lane 29 to complete the shot. Nice shot there for Christina. Early double for Kinney. Doran-Ballard, the Hall of Famer. What a shot there from Ballard. Saw the fist bump there because after the shot on the right lane in frame 5, she came back, briefly talked with her husband Dell and said, hey, you know, obviously I just threw that one Brooklyn. I thought it pretty good. It went Brooklyn. I think I'm going to have to make a parallel move on both lanes, and she did that. You can see the parallel move for CDB was not, it wasn't a huge move at all. She simply was too far right. I would say somewhere between the 3 to 4 board range. Left with her feet, but she was still going up the lane. She was not then trying to give the ball a little room or go left to right in some sense. Doran-Ballard back up. Got a chance to see many of her good friends be inducted to the PWBA Hall of Fame. That's a tough leave there, the old 3-9-10. Omar checking in. My man. I was expecting to see you when I saw your wife. Nice spare. I like what I'm seeing out of CDB right now. She's in it on every shot, which she generally is, but this is good. I mean, who would want to see CDB make a nice run in match play? There's Jody Western. Jody looking to make it 4 for 4 and advancing or making cuts this year. But I probably jinxed her again as soon as I said her name, Greek Church. 27 through 30, Dora.
Kiss me, but she won't say that.
Let's take a look at the standings. We haven't done that after 3 games. I'm sure some of you have already. We talked about Kayla Mandy. And now 3 consecutive 250-plus games here on the B squad. 255, 257, 256. Very nice. 768 to begin her block. Of course, Angie Ramirez led A squad at plus 120. Josie Barnes is third on this squad, or second on the squad, I should say, at plus 105. Carolyn Dorn Ballard, third on this B squad at plus 92. Caroline Lagrange is fourth on the squad, plus 90. Daphne Tan, who made the round of 32 last week in Lincoln, if my memory serves correctly. Boy, they all start to run together after one point. That was the time all 6 Singapore players advanced to the round of 32. But Daphne at plus 79. Jody Golick, nice start through 3, plus 77. Gina Russo at plus 63. Danielle McEwen at plus 62. And those are B squad players I just mentioned, all after 3 games of competition. There'll be 4 here on 27 and 28 momentarily. Looked like there might have been a brief or slight delay somewhere down on the higher end of the building, which caused a delay for 29 and 30. Let's see if CDB can another great shot on this right lane after making the move on it in frame number 7. Classic CDB style, about 9-10. And if you saw it hook a little bit early. Great shot though. Looked early enough to kind of leave that 9 pin. 10th frame for Western. Trying to figure some things out this game. They were pretty good last frame on the left lane. Oh, geez. That was almost. Quite unlucky, of course. Chorus makes the spare. We're almost through 2 squads of competition. That is very odd to say. And a late 10 pin, but they fall. Much better shot there from Zulkifli. She made a move too. After going Brooklyn. This pattern, folks, it's been a bit of a doozy. But I've learned to always kind of expect the unexpected. Never quite know how it's actually going to play or pan out. It really looks like this morning, because everyone seemed to kind of do their own thing and play in a couple of different places. Kind of seemed rare for that to happen. CDB saying it's helping to keep that one in front of her. Kanemoto looking for a double. Sierra, of course, Wichita State has completed her career. She was on the Intercollegiate Singles Championships TV show on CBS Sports Network. Our ITC coverage, both the team and singles championships complete, and you'll see various re-airs of those shows, both of the men's and women's singles and the women's and men's team shows throughout the summer. But we essentially took you right up to our PWBA live telecasts. Queen's Show will air 8 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network Tuesday night, May 21st. And after the show's over, of course, we'll be out of here the next day. And then some of us are going to go bowl the USBC Open Championships team building. CDB tried something on the field, 200 even. It was a very professional 200 game there for CDB. I have it all planned out in my head because I'm one of those players who's going to go bowl the Open Championships team builder. And folks, I'm just going to be dead honest with you. I'm scared to death. I have no idea what's going to happen. I do know that it's probably not going to go well because I just haven't had time to practice. No time to practice, but what I should be doing is probably taking a look at the vault so I can maybe get some clues, some hints. Sometimes you can go back in time and get a few things knocked out. Speaking of the vault, though, we are unlocking and have unlocked the treasure chests. Some historical telecasts, newly digitized. They include the PWBA, Team USA, and World Team Challenge Classics. Hundreds of hours of historical footage, certainly for you to watch. Holstein was commenting, on a couple of vault videos earlier today in regards to the PWBA. So be sure to check out some of your favorite shows, and we'll be consistently attempting to add more to the vault as we move forward. Again, at the Vault Bowl TV, bowling lives here. Brittany Tierney checking in. She should be bowling too. Aaron, I bowl on Thursday, Friday, I believe. And if you want to learn how to, play the lanes or something, I would encourage you not to watch what I'm going to do. Some of you have been listening these last couple of weeks, and I probably told you that I have brought a bowling ball with me on tour. This is the 4th week. And to this point, the week's not over, so I'm not going to count myself out, but I've pretty much counted myself out based on the schedule. But I'm not sure it's going to happen this week either. Not quite sure. (29-30). Finishing things up. 9th frame here, Christina Kinney. Shaolin Zulkifli will be up momentarily on lane 30. Kinney, that's got to push. We can see that the friction, because some players have certainly, again, elected to play outside, you can see some of those friction areas causing some concern. Shaolin has gone to something with a little shine on it. That was interesting last week in Lincoln, where talking to reps that the pattern suggested that, and of course with their knowledge, that they shined up, and I'm talking about just about every ball rep, shined up some bowling balls for their players, which for many, that is not very, very common. But they certainly came in handy. Crisis averted right there by Michelle Lowy. That bowling ball did not look like it was going to come off of her hand at all, which it didn't. And thankfully she was able to stay upright. 3-9 for Lowy. That one looked like it stuck it on Bowl TV. That is a very good rules question right there. Good shot there from Zulkifli. But Lowy, who crossed the foul line, but did not release the bowling ball. PB Atkins would tell you that was not a foul, as he is aware of the rules and reads the rule book. Should have PB on as a guest. Maybe we can somehow work that into what we do at some point. Hello, bowling fans. Tin-pin puzzler. There are some really good questions, though, in all honesty. Some that you have you go, wow, that's really a good question. I wonder what the rule is. What's PB got to say about this? Shaolin Zulkifli, you have to say, nice four-bagger to end her game. 2-14 for Zulkifli, the Malaysian legend. Kenny shoots 176, and we are officially on to game number 5. Coming up this game, we will have to NB squad. Jordan Newham, Liz Johnson, as well as Haley Noodle and Cassandra Luthold. Then on 29 and 30, Mailing Billingsley and Megan Most, along with Estefania Colbo. All right, we'll take a very brief momentary break. And we'll be back with you. Final game of B squad, and then there will be a re-oil. C squad will bowl on the fresh this evening, so keep that in mind as you get set to watch your bowling later this evening. Again, C squad begins at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern time. 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern time. But again, one game left here before we are complete with B squad. Back with you in a moment here on Bowl TV. right, Game 5 is off and running here on Bowl TV. If you are just joining us, my name is Emil Williams Jr. And I'll be here with you throughout the week in probably multiple capacities. This is how we roll here on staff. We do a few different things. But we all got the same goal in mind, that is to run the best event we can. Hopefully have the best show that we can. And then ultimately have the best live TV show we can as well. Curtis Von Kruger, Jason Thomas, Aaron Smith in the building as well, along with Neil Milligan, Director of Operations Kathy Watka, and Greg Moore, Senior Director of Tournaments. Jordan Newham, Liz Johnson, Haley Nudell, Cassandra Luthold, Mayling Billingsley, Megan Most, and Stefania Koba. Kayla Bandy has now moved into the overall lead. Actually, she was in the overall lead 2 games ago, but looks like she's going to more than likely, we'll see what happens, lead B squad. She's at plus 185. Daphne Tan has had success continued here in B squad, plus 135. And Angie Ramirez led A squad at plus 120 this morning. Caroline Lagrange is 4th at plus 114. Josie Barnes 5th at plus 111. Valerie Bercier 2nd in A squad this morning, now 6th overall at plus 95. Carolyn Doran Ballard 7th at plus 92. Jennifer Helferstay has figured some things out at plus 85. Jordan Richard is 9th at plus 83. Jordan from A Squad, Ileana Lomeli, also from A Squad. She's in 10th at plus 75. Danielle McEwen is 11th at plus 72. Rebecca Whiting is 12th at plus 65. Anita Arnett is 13th at plus 58. Whiting and Arnett, both A Squatters. Jody Golick, 14th at plus 57, right here in B Squad. Tied for 15th, Ashton Anderson and Hope Gramley. Again, both at plus 51, excuse me. Luthold at plus 40. Ended up bowling the regional last week in Lincoln. Of course, a former Nebraska Cornhusker, first team All-American. -5 last week. Liz Johnson, 4 in a row. Liz, a USBC Hall of Famer, and now we all know this, but just because that first induction is now in the books, future Hall of Famer, Liz Johnson. CDB trying to end her block on a very good note also. Let's see. One open in the fourth, but bounce back double in frames 6 and 7. Daria Pionk over to our left, finishing up B squad. Daria can get to 206. We'll put her at -50 for the day. Here's LJ. Liz giving it away from the pocket just a touch. Really trying to allow, looks like, the ball to do most of the work here. He's a 2-8. Jen Higgins is plus 18. See Jen on the plus side of the number, working her way back into form. Daria finished with 204 minus 52 spare for Johnson. So things I'm looking forward to for C Squad. I am looking forward to seeing how the C Squad elects to play the lanes to begin the block, based on perhaps what they have seen with their own eyes, what they've seen via live stream, what they've chatted about with various players and or brand teammates, for example, and their respective ball reps. So, of course, C Squad is going to hope that B Squad, who's bowling now, does something cool in the morning that allows them to have some success when they bowl on the burn. These two squads will be flipped tomorrow. Actually, that's not totally true. C Squad's bowling first, or excuse me, B Squad's bowling first. So they will flip with A in that regard. But C Squad will bowl the burn. It'll be A Squad to bowl at 5 tomorrow. And then the old CAB, as the acronym is, to know which squads are going to bowl on the third day of qualifying, and then the order in which they're going to bowl, CAB. Be sure to use that one in Scrabble. Gotcha. And for those of you who have watched for the majority of the day, or at least part of it, I'll open that question up to you. What do you think might happen? Where would you potentially play if you were coming up on C Squad? Maybe there's some C Squatters who might still be watching and might give a little small nugget about maybe what they're thinking about. Good shot there from Liz. Megan who just picked up the 1-2-4-10. Oh, another difficult split there, 2-7-8 for a righty. Jordan Newham went to Vanderbilt University, graduated, and is going back to Vandy for grad school. She received the call that she got into grad school the week of the Intercollegiate Team and Singles Championships, of which she made the show. Don't forget about live scoring, folks. That is available via pwba.com/live, or check out the schedule page. $187 for Cobo, $192 for Billingsley. Liz Johnson may have gotten a touch quick on that one, but she'll smile and hustle on off the approach. And Liz trying to finish strong. Looks like, boy, I've been jinxing people all day. Looks like Kayla Bandy, best she can do is shoot 182. And potentially could be surpassed by Daphne Tan, who could shoot 245. Megan Most shoots 136. Again, about 2 hours and 10 minutes, until our next round of competition begins. Rob McCabe with some dropping some predictions in the chat here. I just want to make sure I'm clear. Rob is saying potentially. I got it. Tell me if I'm wrong, Rob. Rob is saying that Liz Johnson, I assume Liz Johnson because that's who we're watching on this pair, is going to win her 11th major at this event this week. Is that what you're saying, Rob? I certainly wouldn't disagree or say that you would be dead wrong on that, because you would be. You could say that Liz would win every time, and I would believe you. I just want to make sure I got it, because I'm going to write this down. And I'm going to check back in a few days and see where we are. All right, here comes LJ. 9-pin for Newham. And unfortunately, she is going to dip into the negative numbers. Nudell shoots a 129. .172 for Jordan. Nice washout conversion for Luthold. That washout may just keep Luthold plus this game, or for the block, excuse me. And the old 10-pin for Liz, but she'll put a nice stamp on an opening block of queens. As Rob has discussed here in this chat, it is major time. It's a major week, and Liz Johnson is always in play when there's a major. Obviously, this event is certainly different than the U.S. Women's Open, but from the week perspective, it still is a longer week. Not as many games of qualifying, but depending on how many matches you end up bowling, potentially in match play, especially if you're one of a couple of the contenders who are in the Final Four match, as Liz shoots 257. That gets her to plus 63 on the day. It very well could be a long, feels like a long week with a lot of games. But we've got a long way to go before we can begin to think about match play. Right now, our B squad competition is complete. And look to my right, there's no bowling. I look to my left, and there's minimal bowling. So for the record, let's just check to see what we have. Looks like we've got some action over on 15 through 18, specifically lanes 15 and 16 to check it out. So if you want to watch a little bit more bowling, you can check out, again, 15 and 16 as they are wrapping up the 10th frame. And that looks like that's just about it on all of our channels. So if you want to watch something, again, 15 or 18, they'll be out and about. So that'll do it for our featured pairs here. Again, come back and join us 2 hours from now. 2 hours from now, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern for C Squad qualifying. And that will complete day one's coverage of the Queens. So enjoy what probably is the end of, or will be nearing the end of your work day, and we'll be back with you in a couple of hours. So for Jason Thomas, Curtis Von Kruger, Aaron Smith, and our entire staff and everyone here at North Rock Lanes, my name is Emil Williams Jr. We will see you in 2 hours. This has been a presentation of the United States Bowling Congress Queens. You watched it live, and you watched it only on Bowl TV. Bowling lives here.